hang on a second. Oh, okay. Saw you were about to click off this video, but hang on a second. You know, at the end of the year, like all your favorite sitcoms always do those like stupid clip shows where they just go back and show clips from earlier in the year. Well, that's not what this is. No, that's pretty much what this is, but it's gonna be way better. I'm gonna pull out a bunch of clips you've never seen before. We're up north, we're gonna go to the WinMan trails, so we're gonna have a good time. And by the end of this video, I think you'll understand, you'll see why 2022 was my best year ever. Well, welcome back to Manitowish.
Here we are.
What's the first stop?
WinMan.
Man, they got parking attendants now? Yo! Alright, well, we are back up north at the WinMan trails to celebrate New Year's Eve once again. We got a little crew here today. We got Sarah, Tanya, John, and Ryan all ahead of me. We are on Roller Creek, but I think now is a good enough time as any to kind of look back at the year, kind of break it down by months, and kind of explain why 2022 was the best year of my life. Well, 2022 sure didn't start very well. I was 6 months into a new job that didn't turn out to be what I thought it was going to be, so professionally I was unhappy. I had surgery on my sinuses to try to cure my sinusitis, and a few weeks into that recovery I wasn't so sure that that was going to be the fix, so physically I was not well. And then during that recovery I got COVID, so on top of everything else, that really made me mentally not in a good place at all either. But when I was at my lowest, a glimmer of hope showed up at the front door. Something that could finally pull me out of my negativity. Something positive for me to start focusing on. And yes, you guessed it, it was a new bike. And that was really when 2022 started to turn around for me. When you watch my spectral upgrade video, if you look close enough, you can see I was still rocking my COVID beard because I was actually still in quarantine at that point. Well, let's get back to the WinMan trails now, where after riding for a few miles, it's time for one of our new favorite winter traditions, something that we call Champagne Intermission.
I was gonna say. Got it! Good run. Good runs.
Tanya ought to go out there.
You know what? It was good. Great. Great.
Good is a good gift from my sponsors. The Dusty Dutchman.
So later in the winter, my sinuses finally started to heal and I could breathe like never before. And it was about the same time when a bunch of our winter trips really started getting going and we had to make the best of all the snow that we could find. So the first thing we did was Fruit Punch and I went to the UP, and we rode at Swedetown for the first time, and we rode at Mount Bohemia for the first time. After that, Sarah and I went to Bayfield and skied at Mount Asheville Bay. And then we went to Cuyuna and did some fat biking with her family in Minnesota. And to cap off the fat biking season, Fruit Punch and I went back up to Hayward, Wisconsin to ride with some of our new friends up there. So one of the coolest new experiences of 2022 was trying hawk skiing for the first time in Cuyuna. This is a hawk ski, and it's basically like a short ski, but it's got skin at the bottom, so you can actually go uphill, and then they're just slippery enough so that you can enjoy the downhills. And people use them on snowshoe trails and fat bike trails, backcountry trails, and stuff like that. So back in WinMan, we ended up trying these out on the snowshoe trails under the cover of darkness. Welcome, Goat.
Yo.
Welcome, Destiny. It's about to go down.
Got it.
Okay, we got a little bit of a climb coming up. not a problem. No. A downhill? Problem.
Yeah! Woo! Nice!
So in the springtime of 2022, I finally decided to eliminate the biggest source of negativity in my life, and I quit my job. Which was definitely scary because I didn't necessarily have a plan, I just knew that I needed a change. So during my time off, we went down to Bentonville again to take advantage of their cold, wet, snowy weather that they have down there in the spring. Also went to Kentucky and drank a bunch of bourbon. Then also went into the urban wilderness of Knoxville, Tennessee, which was awesome. Fortunately, my time off was very short-lived because a previous employer called me back to offer me a job in a new position that I've always wanted, so I quickly accepted that and was very excited. And the spirits are high back at the WinMan trails as well because we're getting the day started with some party laps with the boys. Every day we've been riding, it's colder and colder every day. But they're doing a good job keeping the ice under control here. So it's fast, but it's a little slick. Oh yeah, you can ride way up these berms. Today we have a snow bike, fat bike expert, Jeremy, aka Mountain Goat, who's going to explain to us proper technique when riding icy trails.
When you start to slide, you just let it slide. Try not to lock the brakes up. When you hit a rut, ride the rut. If you see a rut and you're going at it, your best option is just to sit in and go right through the rut, especially around the turns.
Nice. Oh! 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 Slow-mo! Ambulance is coming.
Oh man, my wife is about to get a call. Garmin thinks I crashed. Let's admit it, I didn't crash.
Why won't it stop?
I don't know why.
So you, like you were saying, the proper technique is what again?
Ride the rut. And if you hit a hole, just pray.
Yeah.
Just hope.
I got it there. Oh. Oh, come on, come on, come on. So summertime was like every other summer, a total blur. It went by so fast, and I did everything I could to try to ride as many places as I possibly could. Just to name a few, I went to the Heritage Trails, Heart of Vilas County Trails, Des Plaines River Trails, Little Swits, Alpine Valley, Kettle, Pets, Silver Lake. We went to Marquette to hang out with Colin, who got a flat tire, and John Wells, who contracted zombie toe.
Oh God, zombie toe!
I went back to WinMan in the summer to hang out with Fruit Punch, Steve, and 9 or so million mosquitoes. It was awesome. And speaking of awesome, back up north, Sarah came up with some new games for us to play outside when we weren't at WinMan. Check these out. fall of 2022 may never be topped in my lifetime. We started by going to Lake Tahoe for my bachelor party, which was ridiculous. Then something pretty important happened. Sarah and I got married in a perfect little backyard ceremony that I'll never forget, and it was a beautiful day. Shortly after that, we went to Maui for our honeymoon, which was spectacular. Right after I got home from that, I quickly had to throw a brand new bike together and head to northern Michigan to race the Iceman Cometh Challenge. And luckily, the bike stayed together and I had a great race. A few weeks later, we went to Door County for my birthday, and then a couple weeks after that, we went up to Manitowish Waters for the trip you are currently enjoying. 2022 really turned out to be one hell of a ride, but the reason for retrospect is not to brag. Last year was so wonderful, not because of anything I did or anywhere I went, but because of the people that were around me every step of the way. My new wife, my family, my friends, and you guys. So the reason for retrospect is to say thank you to all of you that rode with me this year. You all made this the best year ever. So Happy New Year and welcome to 2023. This year for me is all about progression. I want to become a better rider, I want to become a better videographer, and I want to become a better person. And I'm going to try to do that the only way I know how. I'm going to get outside, I'm going to get on my bike, because good things will happen. See ya.
At least camera was on.
Well, I just went through the ice. That sucks.